Hey parents, I'm Dr. Matt. If you have seen our office on Instagram, Facebook, social stories, website, wherever you have seen us, you know that we take care of a lot of kids. And being one of the docs here at PWC is just such a blessing because I have my own kids. I love to take care of kids. I love to help kids. And that's really where my story started. It's where most of our staff and our doc story started. And so what makes us a pediatric office isn't just the snacks, the awesome playroom, the fun and the dress up we have sometimes, and all those cool things. There's really a lot more that goes into it. And that's what I want to talk about today, because when you're choosing a pediatric and family chiropractor, we want you to have confidence in that. Not only for you, but we know that you look for us around the country for your friends, family, or other people that you see are struggling. And so that's what I want to talk about in this quick video is 5 must-haves when you see pediatrics. And I want to talk through this because this is what we really focus on to help us differentiate ourselves and to focus on the pediatrics, the perfect storm, the kids, the family struggles that go deeper within the nervous system. So these 5 are so key. Now, I remember this conversation, and a lot of this video is based on this conversation I had with a mom named Tanya. Tanya had been to a chiropractor before, a long time ago, probably like a lot of you, and her daughter was having some colic, reflux, constipation. And she's like, man, I remember reading or seeing that my old chiropractic office could help with that. I don't live in the same area and I need help finding a pediatric office, but I just don't want to go anywhere. I'm not quite sure how that would work. I want to make sure they're giving the right adjustments. I want to make sure they're gentle. I want to make sure they're measuring the right things. And so she is what really spurred us on this journey a few years ago of really putting these things together so we could explain what makes pediatric and family different. So let me go through these 5 things. So the first thing that we focused on, our 7-doc team, along with our staff and our scanners and everything, is have advanced pediatric education and training. So one thing we all have after we finish our chiropractic degree and that DC initials for that Doctor of Chiropractic, is we study pediatrics. We not only take courses to certify ourselves in pediatrics, but then we also go above and beyond of training at least once a week in pediatrics with a big community of other docs that help us learn more, help us learn the research, the most intricate struggles that your kids are going through, and then how to best care for them. Having that clinical professional just resource of education is so key for our office. And it what keeps us ahead of the game, because we know stress and struggle is changing so much for our kids, for our families, that we've got to stay in front of it. And a lot of that is having the right pediatric educational base. And that's what we're proud to say we have. Number 2 goes right along with it, having clinical experience. One thing we do oftentimes when we were calling offices to find offices for other chiropractors, now we can just go online to our directory, which I'll talk about. But is if they have a high level of pediatric experience, meaning what percentage of their patients of pediatrics do they see? Do they see kiddos that struggle with the same condition as your kiddo? What we are really proud of and what we market to and we talk about and you see on all our socials is kids and pediatrics and perfect storm struggles, ADHD, sensory, colic, constipation, you name it. Everything in that category. And so we see a patient base of 60 to 70% pediatrics, and then we see the mom and dads and the family members that come with them. So, the question we commonly get in our office, that gosh, I wish I had a nickel for every time I heard it, is, do you adjust adults too? We absolutely do, but we adjust more kids than adults because that is our primary focus in practice. And that's what helps us get results, because we are focused on that and experienced in that. That is where we do the best. Sorry, Dad, if you have some complicated low back pain, we might send you to another office because that is not our expertise. But we can take care of family members as well because it's a family practice. Number 3, do we have the testing, the advanced neurological examination to back that up? And we call that the insight scanning technology in our practice. Put simply, do you have something to measure the neurological stress? It's one thing when you're looking for back pain, neck pain, headaches in an office to say, okay, analyzing posture and gait and x-rays and all those things are good. But when you're looking deeper at the autonomic nervous system and taking on seizures, taking on ADHD, taking anxiety, emotional struggles, sensory struggles, these higher level neurological struggles, you have to have a way to measure the function of the body. And that is these insight scans. So every time that you come in as a new patient in our office, we're looking at 3 neurological scans that look at the neuromuscular system, that look at the neuroautonomic system, and look at heart rate variability to allow us to see deeper, to get a baseline, to see where the nervous system is, and then be able to objectively measure that throughout the care plan. That makes all the difference too, because we know function oftentimes goes first and then the nervous system changes. We like to call it, you heal the nervous system, the systems of the body are going to change. So the gut, the lungs, the heart, all those different functions are going to change. And then you're going to see the symptom improvement. So the key here is getting a good objective test that you can measure along the way, take that baseline and then measure it along the way to know that you're getting results. So make sure the office has some type of objective finding. We use the Insight Scan equipment, and it is awesome for kids and families because it's super gentle, it's super easy, and kids actually love it. In fact, they want to get scanned more often than they need to get scanned in the office, especially those little boys that are like loving science and cars, and they're like, when am I getting scanned again, Mom? They're like, not for another few visits, buddy. Number 4 is utilize a multitude of adjusting techniques. We know that every single kiddo is so different, has such unique needs that you can't just say, this is my technique or this is exactly what I'm going to do for this child. It is never a cookbook. The way chiropractic works the best is to apply it as best as it needs to for you. So with each unique case of each unique subluxation, from the, coming from the emotional side of it, the physical side of it, the environmental side of it, there's a lot of techniques to consider that we work through. And that's why no one adjustment is the exact same. An adjustment for a little infant is going to look so much different and so much more gentle than it is for a teenager, and condition-based as well. So knowing that you take a different approach to each a different case with what we do is so, so key. And number 5, and this might be probably the simplest thing, but it has the most profound impact that we find, is recommending a customized care plan for you that gives enough frequency and duration of care to get you through the neurological struggles. Here's the thing, frequency and time are so key when it comes to care. We know this too as adults, right? If we start exercising, it takes time, right, to see those changes. The same is true when you try to rewire a nervous system and create neuroplasticity. It takes that frequency. It takes input. It takes, a lot of times 3 times a week, sometimes daily for the toughest cases, and doing that for 90, 120 days or longer. But when you commit to that, you see not only change, but you see lasting change. And I always love to say this to parents is your kiddo's body, their brain, it wants to go the easy route. It wants to go the efficient route. And so if we can make and help them make those neuroplastic changes, well, game on. Then they're going to pick up on that and they're going to keep going on that so they won't lose it. But they have to have the right amount of frequency, the right amount of time in that care plan to really make the change. So if you've maybe tried chiropractic before or went to a different type of office that hasn't created a customized care plan, that is really our cheat code for getting the results with the toughest cases that we have. So that's my 5. If you're still looking for the right office, we would love for you to contact us. Feel free to reach out. Feel free to DM us. Another really cool thing I said I would mention is we have what's called a PX Docs directory. So if you go to pxdocs.com, you can actually see the directory of all the docs that train with us and by us through that, and that will connect you with other places throughout the country. If you're seeing us, maybe you live out in Arizona or Florida or somewhere different, and you're not in the cold Midwest for this fun January week, you can check us out there. But if you have trouble finding anybody, direct message us. We would love to help you find that. But those are the 5 things that go into making our practice unique. And we want you to experience that uniqueness because we know that uniqueness will bring you results for your kiddo. So hope this finds you well. God bless. Love you guys. Hope this helped look at our office a little bit under the hood. Take care. Bye, guys.